What up, Homedawgs? My name is Gokey Gamer, and welcome everybody to the IBA Week 17 preview, where we are going to be versing MetaMech and the coach of the Miami Heatrans. Now, first off, before we get started, I know the layout looks a little bit weird. I'm doing something different. I'm recording my screen and camera together, so that way it's a lot easier to A, render, B, edit, and just make my life easier in general, because not gonna lie to you guys, my life has been all over the place, and it's stressful, not gonna lie. So, I'm doing it this way just to make things easier on myself, and also just to make things easier. So, yeah. But also, let's see, what else was I gonna say? I don't even know what I was gonna say. Oh, also, this is actually not my first time fighting MetaMech. This is my first time fighting him in the IBA, but this is not my first time fighting him in general. If you guys remember the SSL back literally a year ago, jeez, that's nuts. But a year ago, I fought MetaMech in the SSL, the Smelling Salts League. It's the first ever draft league I did. Needless to say, he swamped me. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. He kind of swamped me. He 5-0'd me in the regular season and 3-0'd me in the playoffs. It was nasty. It was very nasty. He had a team that completely countered mine. It was, not fun. But anyways, we are here. We'll ever do the daily thing, and I've improved a lot. I'm certain he has improved a lot too. In fact, he has improved a lot. But that's not going to stop me from picking up a dub and getting into that playoffs, because there is still a chance we get playoffs. Our differential is still relatively good, especially compared to everybody else's the differentials, and in terms of like win-loss ratio / differential. And if we get 5-5, if we win every single match and some people lose their matches, we have a pretty decent chance of making playoffs. So we have a pretty good chance of coming back. So hopefully we can do that. Of course, it's going to be very much an uphill battle, but it's still possible. So, without any further ado, though, I'm going to go ahead. Let's get started. So, just as a reminder for what I've got on my team, we've got Alcrani, Excadrill, Scizor, Zoroark, Gigalith, Sigilith, Eldegoss, Arcanine, Galarian Weezing, Vaporeon, and Pangoro. Kill leader is still Excadrill, the only one with a net positive differential, which is like a, it's not good. But anyways, hopefully we can change that this week. And, well, we'll change the differential. You guys get it. You guys are smart. And on my opponent's team, we have got Gigantamax Machamp, Jirachi, Togekiss, Silvally, Chandelure, Serena, Avalugg, Hydreigon, Barraskewda, Bloodsdale, and Shedinja. Now, needless to say, I don't like this team at all. It's very much full of Flinchhacks. He has brought Flinchhacks before. He has won with Flinchhacks before. I'm not looking forward to fighting this team. He has brought Togekiss, Silvally, and Machamp every single week. He's brought Jirachi almost every single time. He's brought Chandelure, Hydreigon, Barraskewda a lot, and he's brought Bloodsdale once. And he hasn't even brought any of the other mons, so that's interesting. But, anyways, he joined Season 2. There's not much else fun facts in terms of that. He has not traded anybody yet, so this is a very scary team. This is going to be a very hacks-heavy battle, I have a feeling, and I'm not looking forward to it. But, hopefully I have prepped my team enough to where I'm prepped to counteract any hacks that he might bring. In terms of what I think he's going to be bringing, I definitely think he's bringing Machamp, Jirachi, Chandelure, Silvally, Barraskewda, and Bloodsdale. I think those 5 definitely have to come. And then the last mon could be Togekiss, it could be, Serena, although I don't think he'll bring it. It could be Hydreigon, but considering I have 2 fairies, it's going to be a big risk for him. He's definitely not bringing Shedinja because I have Sandstream and a big possibility of setting up hazards versus him, so I really doubt he's going to be bringing Shedinja. If he does, I don't understand him. So, yeah. Overall, in terms of like the 6th pick, probably the most likely would be Togekiss, I think. I do think that'd be the most likely situation, would be Togekiss. So yeah, that's the team that I'm expecting him to bring. Overall, it's definitely a very terrifying team. Gigantamax Machamp with the boosted critical hit ratio is going to be not fun to deal with. Jirachi, Serene Grace, Flinchhacks, not going to be very fun to deal with, although I do know he usually runs physical Jirachi, so I think he'll be running physical this week. He could run special, he could surprise me, and in that case, I'm not going to have a good time. But hopefully he runs physical. Togekiss could be an issue, but we do have some perfect counters to it, so I would not be surprised if he doesn't bring it, but I'll also not be surprised if he does bring it. Silvally, he's definitely coming. Monferno says water does really well water type Silvally does really well against me. I don't know if he'll bring that, considering there's a very good chance he'll bring Barraskewda, but if he does, that could be a big issue. Chandelure, I definitely think is coming because it can just hit as hard as a truck. Scarfed could be a big issue for me. Barraskewda I think is coming because it's a very fast mon. Nothing on my team outspeeds it, so it'll just do damage to everything, and also water goes in on my team. besides a couple of my mons like Vaporeon and Eldegoss. Mudsdale, I think, has a very, very good chance of coming because a lot of my team, A, is physical, B, is weak to ground, so, or cannot hit ground super effectively. So, I think Mudsdale is definitely coming. I really think it's coming. It wouldn't surprise me too much if it doesn't come, but I really think it's coming. I don't see why it wouldn't. But anyways, my internet just went out, so that's fun. I don't think I'll need it, though. Hopefully, I don't need it. And anyways, let's go ahead and go over to the team preview. Yeah, it looks like I don't need it. Alrighty. Let me go ahead, switch scenes on to OBS. There we go. Beautiful. Here we go. There's the team right there. Give me a second to adjust it a little bit. Flop, and we're back. Okay, that'll do. That'll do. That'll look like great, but it'll do. It'll do. It's fine. But anyways, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So, first up on the team, we have got Radiation, the Gigalith, with this smooth rock, with the sand stream ability to make the sand last longer. We've got the move Stone Edge, Earthquake, Explosion, and Stealth Rocks. There's the reconnect thing. I'm just gonna say work offline, because I do not need that right now. I apologize for that. There we go. But yes, this thing goes in versus his team. There's not a lot of resistances to rock ground combo, and Explosion is a great way for me to get Excadrill in, because spoiler alert, we're bringing Sand Rush. So if it lives on low and it explodes, it's going to do a crap ton of damage versus something, and then Excadrill can come in and reverse sweep if needed. Stealth Rocks is a great way to get hazards up because a lot of his team is weak to rocks, such as Chandelure, Avalugg, Shedinja just dies to it, and Togekiss. A lot of big threats on his team really do not like Stealth Rocks, and it also just chips things down a lot. I'm pretty sure he usually does like to play the switching game. And regardless, nobody likes to deal with these types of things. Nobody likes to deal with rocks. And he does not have he has Z-Fog on Savali, but that's pretty much it. I don't think, like, Avalugg gets Rapid Spin, Serena gets Rapid Spin, but both of those mods I don't think are coming. So, overall, he does not have the best reliable way to get out, hazards besides, D-Fog on Savali, which you could definitely bring. You could definitely bring it. He's rock crazier, so... Yeah, that's pretty much this set. It's a pretty standard set, max HP, max SPDF, with a little bit of bulk in the defense and the impish nature. This thing is just meant to deal damage. This thing is meant to just deal damage and weaken things down. And it's also meant to set up sand for our next boy, Iron Will, the Excadrill. And, on this set, we are running Life Orb this week with the Sand Rush, Earthquake, Iron Head, Rapid Spin, and Sword Dance. This is a set that I bring a lot, I know, like... Earthquake, Iron Head, Rapid Spin, and whatever status move we get. I know that's a very common thing we run here, but it's one of those things where it's just like, it's a one-trick pony, but the one-trick pony works really, really well. And there's nothing really else that I could run. I could run Iron Defense, I could run Poison Jab, but I'm not too worried about those things, so that's why I'm not running them. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into it. Earthquake deals a crap ton of damage on anything. I think if Chandelure has Air Balloon, that'll be a slight problem, but I think he's either going to be Air Balloon or Scarf. It's going to be one of the two. I'm 99.9% positive in that. Excuse me. And if he brings it, I'm going to assume it's Scarf to outspeed the Excadrill, similar to what Rebel did with Toxtricity. So, yeah. Earthquake just heals everything super hard besides the Hydreigon and the Togekiss. Iron Head is for the Togekiss, so if I want to try to predict an Iron Head for the Togekiss, it's just going to deal a crap ton of damage. Rapid Spin is to up speed, so that way I can outspeed certain things once the sand is gone. And Swords Dance is there to get attack to +2. Now granted, things like the Barraskewda will still outspeed me, but... With Earthquake, I have it so that one-shots, and we can also take an Aqua Jet, or we can take a Liquidation with this particular set. As you can see, we are bulking HP and defense. We don't even have any attack investment. This is so that way we can live attacks versus certain Pokemon if we need to. We don't live a Flamethrower from Chandelure that's Scarfed, I don't think anyways. So yeah, that'll be a slight problem, but regardless... We'll still deal a crap ton of damage back, and we outspeed everything in sand, including, unless it's Scarfed Barraskewda. And if it's Scarfed Barraskewda, we live a Liquidation. So, yeah, it's a very interesting set. This is definitely going to be my cleanup sweep. So, that's definitely going to be what that is. Next up on the team, now we have got Zoroark, the Zoroark, coming and making a return. Now, MetaMech has mentioned to me back in the SSL a bunch of times, he does not like Zoroark very much. He did not want to have to deal with it. Spoiler alert, I actually had Zoroark back in the SSL as well. as Scizor. I had both of them in the SSL. That was my first experience. Scizor is Mega Scizor, but you get my point. He said he was surprised. I don't think I brought it I know I didn't bring it the regular season battle. I can't remember if I brought it during the playoff season. I don't think I did. And he said how surprised he was both times that I didn't bring Zoroark. So this time we are bringing Zoroark though, with the Life Orb, with the moves Nasty Plot, Extra Sensory, Dark Pulse, and Grass Knot. This thing is meant to setup sweep, and there's not a lot on this team that can stop this thing from sweeping. This thing is meant to outspeed, max speed Jirachi, as long as the Jirachi's not scarfed. Nasty Plot gets by a special attack to +2, and then I can start claiming lies. Extra Sensories for the Machamp in particular. Now, I do have to keep in mind, Machamp does get Bullet Punch. It does not get Mach Punch, I'm pretty sure. And if he runs Assault Vest, that's going to be a huge issue for me, and I think he's going to, considering I do not have a physical flyer. So there's no reason for him not to run Assault Vest this week, which is a very big concern because I don't have a way to get rid of items. So the Machamp is going to be a very big issue for me. Dark Pulse is for Stab Dark, and it just hits everything super hard that is not resistant to it. And Grass Knot is for the Mudsdale and Barraskewda in particular, just to deal as much damage as possible. And also Water Savali or whatever the Savali is that I can use to weaken him down with. So there you go. That is the set. It's a very standard set, but hopefully the set will put in work. Crossing fingers. Next up on the team, we have got Gossip the Eldegoss making a return. Our Tier 5 making a return. I apologize that I had to blur that out. But anyways, here we go. We have got Gossip the Eldegoss. Holding the leftovers this week with the Cotton Down ability, which for those of you who don't know, when moves make physical contact, it lowers the speed of that Pokemon. With the moves Cotton Guard, Giga Drain, Weather Ball, and Pollen Puff. This is meant to be a hard-hitting special attacker, but also to wall hits. This thing actually walls Machamp extremely well because we have enough speed to outspeed max speed Machamp. Believe it or not, I know it's crazy. And we can Cotton Guard in that thing's face, we can Cotton Guard in physical Jirachi's face, and basically he does not want to have to deal with that, because even like with Flinch Hex Jirachi, once he gets to -1, he doesn't outspeed Eldegoss anymore. It's great, and I love it. So then we can start setting up versus the Jirachi, we can start setting up versus whatever. Barraskewda does not want to deal with this thing, Mudsdale doesn't want to deal with this thing, Avalugg even is going to struggle a little bit with versus this thing. Because I get Giga Drain and Pollen Puff and Weather Ball. Weather Ball is there for Rock type because this thing is up in sand. I can go ahead and KO the Togekiss, the Chandelure, the Avalugg. It takes care of a lot as long as I'm in sand. So this thing also benefits from sand a lot. Giga Drain is to restore HP a little bit more, and also for Snap Grass, just to get HP back. Weather Ball is for when the sand is up, and I can hit things that would normally be super effective against me, I can hit it back being super effective against them, like the Togekiss and Chandelure. And Pollen Puff is for the Hydreigon in case he brings it, and also just to hit things super hard in case I need to. Like the Jirachi, it's the one thing that hits Jirachi on the neutral side. So, overall, this thing is meant to wall his team, fairly well. This is going to be an interesting set. It's definitely not perfect. Also, I just realized OBS was hiding there. My bad. But yeah, anyways, that set right there. Next up on the team, we have got Clotic the Vaporeon. There we go. Sorry, I had to click on something. Holding the leftovers as well with the Water Absorb ability with the moves Scald, Ice Beam, Heal Bell, and Reflect. This thing also walls the Barraskewda pretty well. It also walls the... Well, it doesn't wall the Mudsdale as well, especially if it brings a Toxic set. Because, spoiler alert, Monkferno helped me team build again, and he brought Toxic on his Mudsdale, which was a very big problem to deal with. But we have Heal Bell in case we need it, because he loves to paralyze his opponents. He loves to do the status conditions versus his opponents, so this thing is meant to come in and be a Cleric. Skull is to hit things super hard with water. Ice Beam is for Serena and Hydreigon in case he brings them. Heal Bell, once again, like I just said. And Reflect is to boost up our defenses versus his physical mons. Again, now I will let you continue in a second, Gokey. Just let me talk about something real fast. Hey guys, this is future Gokey here. So I was talking about Reflect. Also, I was too lazy to turn the lights on, so I'm sorry. But so basically, what was going on here is when I put Reflect on, I was thinking, okay, the Reflect will work, right? And it turns out it doesn't. Apparently, Oak Slab did not allow Reflect. So I had to switch it out for Acid Armor. Now, granted, I forgot that Reflect was a TM that you could get early in the game. Whoops. Sorry, I have my switch in my hand. But, as you can see right here, apparently, Vaporeon does not get Reflect. It's very annoying. I don't know why. I don't know why that's the case, but I think it was just some sort of event that was released back in Gen 1 and 2 from what I could tell in Showdown. I talk about this in the battle some, but just so you know, whenever I talk about Reflect, just think Acid Armor. It basically does the same thing anyways. So yeah. But anyways, that's going to do it for me, so I'm going to go ahead and pass it back on to Past Gokey. Anyways, see you guys. Yeah. I don't know. What? A lot of this team is very strong on the physical side. This thing outspeeds Machamp as well. I have enough speed EVs to outspeed Machamp. Again, I'm very worried about the thing. Unfortunately, crits do go through a reflect, so that is a big problem I have to keep in mind, but hopefully it won't be too much of a problem. And last up but not least, we are bringing our Gigantamax Cake right here. That is what we are bringing with the Rocky helmet, since we can't bring any more lefties, unfortunately. With the sweet availability, so you can't put me to sleep. Dazzling Gleam, Acid Armor, Giga Drain, and Mystical Fire. This thing is very much more offensive than I normally bring, so hopefully it'll put in the work. This thing, once again, outspeeds Machamp easily. Special attack buff is just to hit things as hard as possible, and a little bit of bulk and spell death, because why the freaking heck not? Dazzling Gleam hits everything super hard in general, and also gives me G-Max Finale to restore HP. Acid Armor boosts my defense up to +2, so granted, against Machamp it is going to be a bit more of an issue, because if he gets his Chi Strike up, but hopefully we can, in return, just deal damage against it, and hopefully we don't get crit hacks. Giga Drain is for the Mudsdale and Barraskewda in particular, and Mystical Fire is to hit the Jirachi. His answer for this is most likely going to be Jirachi, unless he brings Bullet Punch Machamp or Poison Jab Machamp, which could also be issues. Yeah. And also, this thing does a lot of damage versus a Machamp, yes, unless he's an Assault Vest, and he's brought Assault Vest a lot. So, I have a feeling he's going to bring Assault Vest this week, and unfortunately I do not have a big strength against that. I could have brought a Galarian Weezing, but I decided not to. Machamp does get access to Bullet Punch, which is a big problem for Galarian Weezing, and also physical Galarian Weezing just get walled by too much on his team, so that's why I'm not bringing it. But anyways, that is the team. It is a scary team that we have to fight against. There's a lot of mons that can cause me issues, unfortunately, but hopefully we can pull through and grab a couple of dubs. Now, without any further ado, let's go ahead and go over here to the standings. Let me go ahead and change my screen. There we go. That should be good. I'll go ahead and minimize this. There we go. Now, here we go. Right here. Oh, my internet went back on. Nice. We have got for the standings. Number 1, the Halifax Hitmonchan took out the Vancouver Corviknights, claiming that number 1 spot. That is honestly insane to me. Having just one more kill than the Vancouver Corviknights. That's the only reason why they snagged that differential. That's the only reason why they're number 1 right now, which is honestly insane. The Boston Red Claws are up next with a 4-2 and 10 in differential, looking pretty good. Atlanta Victinis are up next after JV's win streak is starting, which is kind of great. Minnesota Berserkers, Wes is also getting a win streak, and he's celebrating from that as well. Next up is the Chicago Dragapults with a 3-3 with an only last one with a positive differential. Next up is the Vegas Corviknights 3-3. Next up is Haxorus 3-3. Next up is the Miami Heatrans, who we're battling with the 3-3 but -7. Boomerang Sabres are up next with a 3-3, -8. Next up is the Hawaiian Kama-Os with 2-4 at -5. Next up is Jaboy at -7 with a 1-5. Next up is the Lansing Leafeons at 1-5. And last but not least is the Dashing Dittos at 1-5. Now, once again, like I said, it is still possible, very much possible for us to get back. I doubt that, basically what I think my miss situation would be is that the top 5 keep winning, and the bottom, half keep losing, except for me, because I need to get up there in rankings. We do need to snag a few wins, for example, though, for example, if Hawaiian Kama-Os lose and we win this match, we already surpassed the Hawaiian Kama-Os, which is great. Let's see here. The Miami Heatrans have a worse differential than we do. The Buffalo Sabres have a worse differential than we do. Houston Haxorus are tied in our differential, even though they have 2 more wins than us. So, no, I'm looking at the wrong one. I'm an idiot. Sorry. We're at -7, but we are still tied with the Miami Heatrans, and a little bit better than the Buffalo Sabres in terms of differential. So we can still definitely pull this back. But we just need to win no matter what. So hopefully we can pick up some wins, and hopefully the Buffalo Sabres will lose a couple of matches so we can catch up. That would be nice. We need some of the 3s to lose twice, and then we're good. That's literally all we need to do. We need some of the 3s to lose twice. So hopefully we can make that work. And still, regardless, we do still have to fight the Chicago Dragapults as well. So if we can get a win versus him, that'd be great. But hopefully, things will work out. Crossing fingers. But anyways, in terms of kill leaders, we have got number 1, Gengar for the Halifax Hitmonchan. 14 kills. Next up is Gigantamax Cinder Race for the Houston Haxorus. Next up is Gigantamax Rillaboom for the Vancouver Corviknights. Next up is Gigantamax Charizard for the Lansing Leafeons. Next up is Necrozma, not Gigantamax, for the Vancouver Corviknights as well. Next up is Zeraora, also not Gigantamax, for the Boston Red Claws. Grimsnarl Gigantamax is up next after, well, he didn't even make an appearance in our fight, so never mind there. But regardless, he didn't lose either, so there you go. Next up is Gigantamax Venusaur for the Dashing Dittos. Next up is Lycanroc Dusk for the Halifax Hitmonchan. And last up but not least is Toxtricity, also tied with Lycanroc Dusk, Gigantamax Toxtricity for the Bouffalant Sabres. So there you go. And now, in terms of fun facts, we have got 13 Pokemon have not been brought to battle, 3 Pokemon who have been brought have not fainted, 6 coaches have a positive differential, a record of 3 and 3 is the middle of the pack, which makes sense. SVTornado is no longer the leader! It's nuts, right? Let's see, SVTornado is no longer the leader, that's funny. Anyways, Pokemon, teasing you. Everyone has lost in at least one match, finally. The average differential is negative 0.64, which is kind of funny. The average number of kills is 27.79, and the average amount of deaths is 28.43. That's kind of nuts, if you ask me. But anyways, that's going to do it for this video. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up here and say thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, be sure to drop a like and subscribe, and be looking forward to the battle tomorrow. Also, be sure to check out the battle, the PLC Battle Week 3. I'm certain it was fantastic. I have not battled him yet, though, so hopefully it works out. And yeah, that's pretty much going to do it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you later in the next video. Peace out, mates!